Good day. Welcome to my YouTube channel. In today's episode, you're going to learn about how to send automated mail to respondents of your Google Forms. Maybe you sent a survey around, you sent a questionnaire, and you're seeking to reach out to the respondents automatically via mail. Yeah, this is a tutorial right for you. Yes, and maybe you are in marketing, but your business is not as big, and you want to reach out to people who give feedbacks. Yeah, this is a nice way of sending these mails. The only disadvantage of this particular way of sending mail is since the Google provider, the Gmail provider, only allows you the free version, allows you to send outbound mail of 500 maximum per 24 hours. You might not be able to send beyond 500, and then it is going to increase the number of sent mails in your mailbox. Aside that, this is fine. Okay, so feel free to explore other options on my channel, so I'll be uploading such videos. But for today's tutorial, we are just going to learn how to send an automated mail to respondents of your Google form. All right, to get started, we are going to need the Google Workspace. I'm just going to use the Google Forms, the Google Sheet, and then an app script, the app script editor, which is a free script editor provided by Google. It is a web-based one. We are going to also use the ChatGPT. Yes, you can use any AI tool of your choice, but we are just going to use ChatGPT to generate the script. So to get started, we have to launch our Google Chrome web browser. Then we locate the grid view icon, which is called the Google Apps Launcher. Then we locate our Google Forms from there, which has a purple color. And we go to blank forms. We open a new form. Then we change the title from untitled form to anything at all. So for this tutorial, we're going to name ours my first app script linked form. Yes, so that's the title we're going to give it. We have to, mind you, we have to add a few sections which are going to be constant for our app script. All right, so app script is basically a JavaScript code which we insert as an extension, then we instruct it with triggers to execute a particular function for us. All right, so for this particular lesson, what we are going to do is we are going to create one question or a section called the email address, another called the first name, and other questions. All right, the importance for these particular sessions are the app script, which is the JavaScript code, is going to be instructed to select a particular email address from the email column, and then it is going to select the name that corresponds to that email address and use that name when it is given a salutation. For instance, if you want the app script to say hello David, then it is going to pick the David from the first name column, then pick the email address from that is linked to that particular name, and send the mail to the person. So it will read hello David, and then your app script will send that to the person. From there, we are going to link our Google Forms to Google Sheets. All right, the importance of this is the app script is an extension on the sheets. Okay, so we have to add the Google Sheet as a linked sheet to the form. So this is where the informations are going to be collected, and then when you come here, you just have to change the title of the sheet. It has form response 1. The reason why we are changing this is when you write the code, don't worry about writing the code. You are not going to write the code, but I mean when you generate the code from ChatGPT. All right, so the code is very case sensitive, it's element sensitive, so we don't want to make mistakes. That's why we are renaming it. So we are naming it app script just for this tutorial. After naming it this way, it is going to be easy to include the name when we are typing it for ChatGPT to include it. Yes. All right. So from there, we proceed to our ChatGPT, and then we instruct it with some arguments. All right. After launching your ChatGPT, just type create an app script to send automated mail to respondents of my questionnaire, survey, or what have you. If you send it like this, it is going to create generic format for you to edit. But just so you save yourself the trouble, what you're going to do is you go back to your Google Sheet. All right, then you copy the link to that particular Google Sheet. After copying the link, you include it in the argument you're going to give ChatGPT. So you for instance, you tell ChatGPT, create an automated mail, create an app script to send an automated mail to respondents of my questionnaire or my survey. The ID, the link to this particular sheet that I want you to use is, then you include the ID, then you include the name of the sheet, which we renamed as app script. Then you include the headers or the columns that are down on the sheet. So the columns are email address, and the other one is what? The first name. All right. So one thing that I should teach you is, in between, when you copy the link, in between the edit part and then there's this, when you check the link, you see some letters and numbers mixed in between edit and one forward slash after the docs. Right, so you see a forward slash after the sheet slash d slash. Yeah, so that particular site is where the ID of the sheet is. To save yourself the trouble of including this sheet yourself, you just copy the link and send it to ChatGPT, and ChatGPT will do it for you. Alright, so just copy the link, paste it in ChatGPT, and ChatGPT will generate the ID from this particular link, and then generate the script for you. After generating this script, what you are going to do is you're going to copy this code. Then you go back to your Google Sheet. Alright, you copy the code, you go back to your Google Sheet. And when you go back to the Google Sheet, pin the extensions part. You go to the app script editor. When you open the editor, whatever code is in the editor, you select and delete, and then you paste the new code that you copied from ChatGPT. After pasting that code, you make sure you save it. So there's a save icon there. You click on it to save it. After clicking on that one to save it, then you have to add a trigger. The trigger is what you're going to read if your respondents have submitted the form or not. Alright, so you can create triggers for whatever. If someone opens your form, you can create a trigger for that. You can create a trigger for whatever. I mean, for this particular lesson that we're doing, we are going to create a trigger for someone submitting the form. So immediately the person submits the form, the email will be sent to the person. Alright, and then it's going to ask you a few questions. You have to make sure that you authorize the access of the app script to your Gmail. So you authorize it to access your Gmail and authorize it to be able to send mails on your behalf. The only problem with this particular method is because you are allowing it to send through your normal Gmail address, you're going to have a lot of sent mails. Yes, a lot of outbound mails, and then your email is going to be a lot. And from there, all you have to do is to check and verify if your app script works. So what you do is you just go to your forms, and then you click on you click on the icon over there, which is called the preview. You go to the preview. When you preview, the forms will come. You submit, you fill and submit. When you submit, then you go back to your email and check if you have received an inbox. If you have received an inbox, then it works very fine. If you haven't, just go and check the headers. Maybe you have misspelled something, or you might have misspelled, you have included something you shouldn't have included. Yes, and this should work fine. You can equally just copy the code and send it to GPT and instruct it again that it's not working. So refine it and you can paste it. And you go over the trigger setting and you are good to go. Yes. So all too soon we have come to the end of today's tutorial, and I hope you enjoyed it and have learned something new. It is not complicated. Just feel free to pause the video and make sure you know it by the next day. Alright, see you. This is simply how. This is just how we do it.